I see myself breaking all the rules in the Seattle art scene. And I love it. The new exhibit that I'm working on is called 100% Kanekalon, the untold story of the marginalized matriarch. And it's addressing a lot, but there is a certain secrecy and quietness to how, especially I grew up and what I saw with women around the way and in our neighborhoods and how we represent and carry ourselves and attitude behind that. And women in a lot of different scenarios get stereotyped and looked at in a particular way. And it's more in response to pop culture and what is getting appropriated and taken away from, what it is to be Black, and people thinking that they know or have a handle on it. It's like, no, you don't know. And it's not all for you to know. But if I'm giving you a little bit of it, you're welcome. So what is Kanekalon? It is printed on the front of braiding hair. We always had to make sure we had the right product if we were gonna put it in our hair. And we always would look for this 100% Kanekalon. So that's what this exhibit is, how we get down looking for that right product. For some of the prep work for my upcoming exhibit, I actually went back to Richmond, Virginia to do some photography and also go through old family photographs. So yeah, I was born in Richmond. My mom raised just me and my sister, so it was just the three of us growing up. My father really wasn't in the picture that much, so my uncles were a big part of my life. My uncles were artists, painters, and so paintings were all over the place, and I was just surrounded by it. And when we spent time over my grandmother's house, she didn't have cable, so after Green Acres reruns would end, we'd had nothing else to do but, find some paper lying around and start sketching. When I first started painting, I started working with acrylic paints, and it was drying way too fast. I just had my son, and I couldn't do what I needed to do with the paintings, and so I switched to oil. I had more drying time, so that kind of worked to my advantage. And I have this affection for large-scale pieces, so everything had to be 5 feet or bigger. When we moved to Seattle, we converted our street-level entrance and stairway up to our home into a creative space, Martyr Sauce, which I call my renegade gallery. My husband and I had a lot of fun unbranding a brand. We did that by creating a product. We had fun with the word Martyr Sauce. We used empty bottles and put all of the signage and the artwork that surrounded Martyr Sauce pop art on the bottles. And in the end, we morphed into a community gallery that happens to be in the middle of Pioneer Square Art Walk. I switched over from painting and large-scale painting to photography because when I started Martyr Sauce, I didn't have nearly as much time as I initially thought to paint. And that's kind of why I started Martyr Sauce. I thought that, this is going to be fantastic. I'll start Martyr Sauce and show other artists in the community and be able to work on my art at the same time. And that quickly became not the reality at all. So I just kind of ran with that whole Martyr Sauce pop art aesthetic. So in Feast, I'm working on a small piece for Feast that is going to kind of point to the exhibit in June. Right now I'm getting the audio together. Some of the conversations are going to be, you're not going to be able to make out what anybody's really saying. It's too pretentious. Yeah, it's like, it is not that serious. Or, fine, but there is a juxtaposition to that where it's not. And why isn't that being? The point for me, I think, is just to shed light on. My mother was a single mother raising 2 children. When I had my kids, I was young, and you kind of make the same choices with what you didn't have as a father figure growing up. I saw a lot of pain for my mom and what she had to do in order to make ends meet for 2 girls. As far as this piece in particular, the kitchen table kind of demonstrates all of that. What did you ask me again?